They go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I don't even think that.
See, I was at the Park and Meridian, and I went across the street to the Starbucks, and I pissed at Starbucks.
No, see, but you know what I did?
What?
I then took my hands and the key and the soap and washed everything. I washed my hands and the key. And then I rinsed everything off, dried it. So now I'm carrying back a key that's been washed and gave it back.
I fucking took the key and I scooped it into my oatmeal and I ate off it. Who fucking cares?
I'm the same way.
What do you catch a cold? Big deal. I don't like 1988. Gives a shit. Don't like Howie leaves. No, I love Howie.
Well, that's a really good story.
I
don't like
I understand the mentality, but it doesn't work that way for me. For that.
See, I'm not as far as you have gone. But I don't like the bathroom stuff.
You know this part? You washed the fucking key.
I washed the key. So even dirty. Even I think you're. I gave the key back, and I never gave it a second thought, Howie.
That is true, you key washing motherfucker.
You know, we got to get into what Jimmy does on the side, because that has to just. What? Would freak Howie out.
Oh, just a disgusting sexual
I don't even know how we go down this road.
Go down it.
It would just be
let
a very
what
do you do?
Let's attractive women, after he puts plastic down on his bathroom floor, squat over him and piss on him.
I've been tickled. You pissed down septic, though.
Howie.
Oh, yeah.
What would that do to you, you think?
You know what's funny? You let some strange chick piss all over you, but you put plastic down on the floor. God forbid some should get on the tile.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm an neat freak. He's very pissed on me, but don't mess up my fucking tile.
And then we had a stripper come in, or dance, or whatever the fuck
she was sexy.
She came in, she had spit on the window here and licked it. And I was just completely skeeved out. It was turning Jimmy on.
Yeah.
She comes in, and they start talking about spit. And Jimmy asked her to spit in his mouth. And he opened his mouth, she leaned over him and spit in his mouth, and much to everyone's disgust.
Oh, it was hot, man.
It was not hot, it was disgusting.
It's a kiss.
It is not a kiss.
It is a kiss.
It is
saliva
not
transfer.
It's not a
Without that annoying intimacy horseshit. Who wants eye contact?
How do you deal with intimacy?
You know, I'm intimate with myself.
Yeah, well, that's always good.
Yeah, and then because I know where I've been.
Right.
But I've been with the same girl for almost 30 years now.
Wow.
Who I've have hermetically sealed. And she's, you know, my wife, but she knows the ritual. She knows she cleans up, and then I said, "Are you clean? I'm coming in."
Does the family ever resent it? Like, because, you know, it's ritualistic stuff. It's like, and did they ever just go, fucking enough? Like, did they ever resent having to do things a certain way?
Because I have children, I've always maintained that, you know, Dad's sick. Don't be like that. So, you know, I know that for their health reasons and because I'm a responsible parent, that don't. Yeah. But my wife gets mad at me sometimes because when my son was, I'll tell you, I've had like horrible potty training stories. I had one with my daughter. My first daughter. My daughter's like 21 now. But when she was young, I guess how old are you when you're potty training? You're almost two years old.
Depends on the chromosomes,
right? But she's my wife was really into the potty training, you know, and read all the books. And you have to, you know, after she pees or shits in the, you know, we all have to applaud, and everybody was around. It's a big deal. She's just about potty training, and my wife says, I was going out one day, and she says, you take her with you. So I have this baby in the car seat, and she's just a little girl, a little baby, and we're out someplace, and she says to me, Dad, I have to go potty. And, you know, my heart, I get heart palpitations. I'm thinking, I can't go in a public restroom. I can't sit her down. And where am I going to take her? I can't go in the men's room. And I don't want her to sit down. I mean, I can't go in the ladies' room. I don't want her to sit down in the men's room. So I said, honey, you know, can you hold it? Is there any way to hold it? And she goes, you know, the baby. Yes. She goes, I'll try, Dad, because she could see the horror in my eyes. She goes, I'll try that. So I put her in the car, and I put her in the car seat, and we're driving down the Ventura Freeway. I live in Los Angeles. We're driving down the Ventura Freeway, and she goes from the back seat. I hear, Daddy, I can't hold it. I go, okay, honey, we'll pull off here, and we'll go to the gas station. And so she goes, no, I can't hold it. I go, okay, fine. So we pull over to the side of the freeway, side of the Ventura Freeway, this public freeway, and I pull out, and there's like hedges on the side of the freeway there. So I get her out, I unbuckle her from the car seat, and I put her in my arm, and I go over to the hedges, and I take one step over the hedges, and I don't realize it's a gully, it's a ravine.
Oh my God.
So I step, and I slip on my back, I fall on my back, and I start hurtling down this mountain, down the side of the Ventura Freeway, and I'm holding the baby, I'm coddling her on my side, she's screaming, I'm yelling, the twigs are breaking, there's mud, my pants rip, it cuts my ass. and I end up at the bottom of this gully in this horrible, like infested kind of wet puddle, and I'm bleeding, and I'm in this gully, and I'm holding the baby, and she's crying, and I kind of stand up, and I hold her in front of me. She goes, I gotta go, I gotta pee. I go, okay, all right, and I look, my wife had put her in some sort of like a jumpsuit kind of thing, so I unbuckle the thing, and I pull it down around her ankles, and I'm holding her up by the armpits in front of me, and I go, okay, honey, go, go. And she goes, I can't, I'm gonna pee on my pants, I'm gonna pee because her legs are down below. And this is the first daughter. I've never really, I grew up with brothers and everything. I said, okay, all right, just put your feet up on my shoulders, up on my neck. I'm holding her in front of me, like face to face. Put your feet up on my neck, and then I figure, your legs are out toward me, and then you'll pee down into this.
Cops saw this, you'd be shot, by the way.
Right. So her feet are up on my neck, and I go, okay, go. Well, I didn't know that it seems like with the vagina that whatever way your feet are aiming is what way the fluid goes. So she goes, and then all of a sudden it's in my face. She's pissing in my face, my fucking mouth. In my mouth. I'm screaming like a woman. Like my ass is bleeding. I'm standing in a puddle of sewer. This is for a guy who didn't want to go into a public bathroom. And I start to scream, and she's screaming, and it's all over her clothes. And she goes, I got it on my clothes. Her fucking clothes. It's in my fucking mouth. So I'm trying to be a good dad, and I take off the bottom of her pants, and now she's naked, and my hands are covered in the mud and the blood. So now it's all over her, and I'm filled with piss. She's filled with piss, and I try to climb the hill. Now I'm climbing the hill, and it's mud, and I get up like five steps, and then I slide back down the hill, and she's crying, and I'm almost crying, and I can't breathe, and my heart, I think I'm going to have a heart attack. Finally, after it seems like an eternity, I get up on the freeway, and I come through the hedges like 500 feet from where my car is, and I'm standing there, and I'm bleeding, and I'm covered in mud, and she's crying, and there's piss, and there's blood, and a car slows down, and I got a naked little girl out of the hedges, and the car slows down, and pulls down his window and goes, Are you Howie Mandel? And I said, no, get the fuck out of here. No. And we get into the car. My wife was waiting. My wife has never let me I don't really take the kids out anymore.
No, I wouldn't let you either. What a horrific story.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. That is horrid.
Welcome to my life.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
do you ever feel guilty over it? Like the fact that the family has to kind of do stuff? Because like sometimes you have like those moments where you're like, Jesus Christ, man, my obsession is causing other people's lives to be shifted.
Yeah, my son, the first time he has to go to the men's room alone, and I think he was like 4 or 5, and he came out, it's in the middle of a California Pizza Kitchen, which is this chain out there. He walks out, and it's packed, and he goes, I went by myself, and I didn't touch anything. And my wife just turned to me and went, fuck you. Fuck you started, and wow. So, but I work as hard as I do on trying to keep myself germ-free. I work on telling them that this is not the way to live.
How old were you when it kicked in, or was it your whole life?
You know what? I didn't realize it was my whole life. I have a younger brother who, when I was 7 years old, a lot of brothers fought physically. He would just hold the lid to the laundry hamper, and it would scare me, and everybody thought it was kind of funny and weird, and I would always wrap up my own laundry, and I had my own little rituals and counting things and doing things, but nobody knew what it was then. I've been around for a long time.
So why not the medication? Before we move on.
Because after all these stories, life is great.
Right.
No, actually, my life is great. I have a functioning relationship with 3 kids. I'm working, and I don't want it to take the edge off of whatever, until I feel that I can't function or the people around me are really being inhibited by what I do, then I will.
Do you notice it getting better or worse, or staying the same?
Oh, it goes in ebbs and flows. There's sometimes when and probably you'll notice that with your mother, there are times when it's just not bad and you wouldn't know, and I don't know if stress brings it on. I don't know what brings it on. They're starting to connect it to, there's a study in California that connects it to strep. I had a lot of ear infections when I was a little baby, and they're saying that strep, that whatever that virus is, because it's physiological. It's supposed to be a physiological problem. I think it's like some sort of chemical problem.
Chemical imbalance.
Wow.
The ability to not let a thought go. Whatever.
Well, yeah, some days my mom is completely normal. It's like, and then she goes back to, just
the scariest thing about it is when you have those freakouts, and you know